just your experience in Luxembourg. How was that? Just playing professionally overseas. You can just kind of, you don't have to share too much, or just whatever you
Yeah.
like to kind of share.
I mean, getting paid to hoop
Yeah,
is a dream. I don't care where you at, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like that was pretty amazing. Um though in hindsight, the one thing that was the most valuable is it helped me grow as a person because all I had was myself.
yeah,
You know, again, this is in what 2005, 6, 7. Ain't no technology. I had a Nokia phone with
yeah,
the snake game on it.
yeah,
You know, I'm running phone bills up to $500. You know, so it was all me. And one thing that I did outside of basketball is I started to read. At that point in my life, I had only read to do work. I didn't read to like learn and get smarter. I mean, you kind of get smarter as you,
yeah,
but it wasn't on my own terms. It was for an assignment, a project. Over there, I was leisurely reading just for my own enjoyment, just for my own like knowledge, trying to expand my knowledge into areas that I normally. Because guess what? My book options is whatever's on this shelf in this room.
yeah, yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me? So it wasn't Amazon. I can just order me a book right now.
yeah.
You know, so becoming a more avid reader and just getting to know myself, I think was real valuable.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Just kind of, I guess, being away, just like you would think now, just maybe if you had kids or anything like that, having them overseas when they don't really had no internet, just the phone, you kind of be a nervous wreck. But back then, we didn't have the technology, so nobody was even thinking like that. But
Hmm.
just kind of wild back then. And then you kind of, I guess, I mean, is that probably how you kind of got to the reading? Really, just not just having that time to yourself. Really,
Well, all kind of time, and plus my team was kind of whack. So the one piece of advice that I give people based on my experience that if you
yeah,
do go overseas, because here's the thing,
yeah.
people go overseas and sometimes people put on like, oh, I'm a pro ball player. You come back in the summer, you got a little, tax free money in your pocket, so you
Yeah,
can buy a chain, a nice car, or something. But real talk, you might not be getting paid like that.
yeah,
You might not be getting paid, or your monthly salary might be $3,000-4,000. Like you can make that here,
yeah,
right? And but one of the things that I learned is to play on a team if you got options with other Americans. I was the only American on the team. So guess what? I scored 40. I'm Michael Jordan. I'm on the front of the paper.
yeah.
You know, I scored 35 and we lose.
You're on the front of the paper
It's
still.
still an issue
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
an issue. But like, dang, I had 35 though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so like the one thing I regret about my overseas experience is I didn't activate my beast mode as much as I could have.
yeah,
Like I didn't have enough beast mode. Like it was, and I'm a hard worker. My whole career, why I was successful, because my work ethic is, part of my success. But over there, it had to be in another whole mode because it's just me. So if I go and then look, my team didn't have no shooting machine. So I can say I'm gonna go put up 500 shots. That's 500 rebounds too,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that ain't even make 500. That's putting up 500.
yeah,
You know, so yeah, I didn't have that extra because I ended up getting cut because I'm the second leading scorer behind Larry. Like Larry, I don't know what high school Larry went. He from Nashville though. He played at Tennessee Tech. He was the like leading scorer. Um, but I'm averaging like 34 points a game. I ain't never averaged this much. I'm thinking
yeah,
I'm killing. I'm
yeah,
like 34 and like 12 or something. I'm killing.
yeah,
It's these cats.
yeah,
But also, it was only like three of us getting paid.
yeah.
So I was the only American. It's only like maybe four people on the team getting paid. Everybody else is locals.
Okay,
You see
okay.
what I'm saying? They might come to practice. They might not come to practice. You know. And being over there did increase my leadership skills that helped me in my job today. Just with learning how to build relationships with everybody, and you might can't use the same strategy. But if you want to achieve one common goal and you call yourself a leader, you got to be able to connect with everybody on your team. And yeah, I end up getting cut. And in hindsight, I'm like, man, I could have averaged 45. Why? Because even though I was averaging so many points, I was still playing real basketball. I've never had the green light in my life.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? This was like overseas was the first time I had the green light, and I ain't know what to do with it. I could have came down and shot 4 threes a quarter. Wouldn't nobody said nothing. They ain't keeping up with field goal percentage. Don't nobody know how many shots I'm shooting, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I probably could have averaged about 45. They doing stuff like I'm passing it to people right before the shot clock. They passing it back to me. It's like you open. They got 2 people on me, shoot it, but they looking for me.
Yeah.
In hindsight, cool. Come on, give it to me. I jack it. So yeah, that would be one regret. I wish I would have shot more when I was overseas.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Just because I never knew that kind of experience, and I'm sure every like country that you go to, it may be a little bit different as well.
Mhm.
But just trying to get in that leadership experience, I guess, like you said, that kind of carries off into what you do now as well, because you just have to. You're coming from a different country, so I'm sure you didn't know the language offhand. So I know that was like an obstacle in itself. Like, did you have like some kind of translator when you first touched down? How kind
Nah.
of briefly kind of tell me about that a
No,
little
right.
bit. Yeah.
So that's part of the isolation and getting to like know myself and
Yeah.
having to communicate. I remember going into McDonald's and I wanted like ketchup on my burger or something, and
Yeah.
they're like ketchup. I'm like tomato sauce, red sauce,
Yeah.
ketchup. They
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, man. Just give me 5. Give me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And now what I can say is the younger population knew a bit of English.
Yeah.
And one thing that impressed me is about is I think it's in Europe in general maybe where people know multiple
Bilingual, yeah.
multiple languages. Like
yeah.
in Luxembourg, everybody pretty much knew 4 or more languages. I thought that was pretty, you know what I'm saying, dope. So yeah, nah, it was just me. Of course, the president of the team knew English. That's the person paying me. I can talk English with him. Cool,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it's whatever, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.